Hey guys, so I'm on my way back from Santa Fe. I figured I'd stop off, do a little pit stop. I did some metal detecting a while back, and I wanted to take my 2300 back to this one spot. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not really dressed right for this little field trip. Look at those white legs. Yeah, I got shorts and tennis shoes on, guys. So once I get up there, I'll get changed. I keep spare clothes with me in the truck. So I'll see you guys up there here in a sec. Made it safe and sound, guys. So we're gonna work that piece of bank right there, but I need to get into some clothes that I can work in. So let me make that happen. I'll see you on the hill. Much better. Pants with knee pads. Oh yeah. Got everything I need in my bucket. We're gonna head up the way. I did a dum-dum. I left my bigger pick at home, so I gotta use that little one, but that's all right. So guys, we'll get to this little embankment here, see what we can get done. The little dog's with the dog sitter, so I gotta go pick her up in a little bit. This is just a little quick trip. Let me show you what I got going on here. So here's the little bank here that I want to work today. From up about there, right in front of this tree line, maybe to this big boulder, and then just over. I'm going to focus all my energy just in this one little spot. I've never really showed you guys how I ground balance this thing. I know ground balancing 2300s, there's probably a couple different ways. I'll just show you how it works for me. That way, if one of you guys get one of these in the future, you'll kind of know how I do it. So I always turn it on. You got to pick up on that handle. And I pretty much always start off in 2. So on this, you know, after you fired it up, this is the noise cancel button. I like to do that, let it run through its thing. It takes about 45 seconds or so. We'll be back here in a sec. So I'm still on 2, and this button over here is your threshold. So I like to bump it up to 4. 1, 2. There's 4. Now you can start to hear this thing hum. Sometimes I have to lower that, sometimes I have to raise it up. It just all depends on what the ground is telling me. So right now the threshold is a nice steady threshold, nice steady hum. So we want to press this green button to ground balance. What you want to do there is you press the button down and you just keep going up and down on the ground. Just pump it to the ground. Sometimes it takes a while, but it'll quieten up a little bit. It'll be a nice steady hum. Threshold set to about where I need it. You'll hear differences like this one. So you hear that? So there's a target in here somewhere. Guys, this machine's set up. I may go up that way and do another quick ground balance just because that material might be a little bit different than over here. I'm gonna throw these headphones on and throw this camera on the tripod and we'll get to it. That damn side of that hill is pretty damn steep, and it's real rocky, and everything is, oh my gosh, just real loose. I slipped probably, I couldn't even tell you how many times I slipped on that little hillside. Probably 4 or 5 times that day. I got up to my spot that I wanted to work up there close to the camera. I bumped the sensitivity up to 3 up here, and it was floating along real smooth. It sounded real good. It was a real nice hillside I was not getting a million targets like I do in the washes typically. So that's always nice that you're not getting a million beeps in your ear driving you crazy. But right there on the edge where I was working, um, the material was just real broken up. I'm going through it with my metal detector. I'm plucking rocks out and checking each and every one of them, just trying to get down into some soil to where I could have some soil to work for targets. Um, but you know, that's just the way it goes. You know, you're using that metal detector like an instrument, and you're checking the rocks and you're flipping them over and you're just going back and forth and checking every little tiny thing and then just throwing them off to the side. You know, you don't go on out there and just grab the metal detector and just swing over everything that you see. All of the uneven surfaces with the rocks protruding out and so on and so forth, it just doesn't make for a nice level playing field. So you try to get rid of everything that's protruding up that you can get rid of, and you just go at it like that, and you leave no stone unturned, and that's the name of the game. In a spot like this, usually I will work from the bottom going up. That way when I'm picking and making my holes, I'm not knocking stuff back down onto those little stone markers that I typically make. I kind of did it backwards on this one, but you know, when you're going downhill and you're stepping backwards, you just don't know what's behind you, right? So again, when you get to a spot and there's a bunch of dead branches and this and that and all kinds of trip hazards and fall hazards in your way, you always want to get your little plot pretty much cleaned up, get everything thrown out of the way the best you can so that the metal detector doesn't have all kinds of obstacles and stuff to have to take the coil over. It's supposed to be 90, maybe 90 to 95 degrees today, so I like to get out. I was glad I was coming back in the morning because, you know, it's always nice to be able to sit there and work in the shade. I didn't have any of the gnats out on me. There was these little tiny annoying little flies that were starting to, they weren't bugging me in the shade, but when I walked out into the sun, they would just kind of get all over me and hover around my face. So, you know, good old summertime, you can't beat it. It's always the heat that's killing you, or the bugs that's killing you, or who knows what, or freak rainstorms that pop up out of nowhere. I went down the hill nice and slow and swung the detector at a nice little pace. You know, some people, I'll see certain videos or whatnot, and they're kind of swinging the detector pretty fast. Usually a lot of the coin folks that are out looking for coins really whip that thing around. That's not the type of metal detectorist that I am. I kind of go a little bit slow. I'm really looking and searching and listening in those headphones for even just the faintest little target. It's always those little tiny faint ones that are the good ones, but all at the same time, there is a lot of tiny little pieces of metal everywhere out here. So you are constantly tricked left and right thinking something's gold when it's just a little old tiny piece of tin. But guys, I've probably been jacking my jaw now for probably 5 minutes already. So I'll just go back to my little corner, shut up, and we'll get back to the video. Well, this ground is working with me today. It's not too mineralized. I've actually been able to bump this up to sensitivity 4, but I did not find a million targets in here. Just a few. I like to go through, scan the ground, put markers to where the targets are, and then I'll just go back and dig them all up. So that little rock standing up, that's one. Two, three, 4, and there were a couple more. There's one right underneath there. I stacked those rocks up. There's 5. Up higher and higher, there's 6 and 7. So let me get to digging all 7 of these. We'll see what's underneath all these puppies, and I'll show you what I found. Found me a piece of lead, guys. I don't know what it is about finding lead, but I love finding that stuff. Next. Dug all 7 of those holes. Got everything nicely reclaimed so you can't tell I was here. But out of those 7 holes, guys, it just kept going and going and going. These sure in the hell weren't nugget patches. They were a bunch of metal, aluminum, and all kinds of things here. I dug 7 holes, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 targets out of those 7 holes. So this spot up here wasn't a nugget patch, it was just another junk one. But I'm already used to that. So it ain't no big deal. I'll get this stuff thrown in my pill bottle and we'll get the heck out of here. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming along on the ride. It's a good day. Bugs are starting to come out as usual, and it's starting to get nice and warm. That sun comes over that hill, and boy, it starts to boil you alive. You guys take care out there. Hope you guys are having a good day, and we will talk to you later. We'll see you on the next one. Goldpan Suntan is out.